G'day mate, it's Haley with the Armageddon Report. Here's cyclone.com taking a look at Tropical Storm Doksuri. I have no idea how to pronounce that. So this is actually Doksuri slash Dindo, Dindo being, of course, to me a really funny name. Dindo slash Doksuri is right out and about that area. And of course it's completely missing from the map, so if you want to find out more information, click on that page and it's got some images from, for instance, the Hong Kong Observatory, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, and Pagasa, if that's how they pronounce that. They are the ones who are calling it Dindo. Apparently everybody else calls it Doksuri. Doksuri, I have no idea. Right, so here's what's new. We'll talk first in the Americas or something. 10% chance over here, and then the remnant, the post-tropical remnant and whatnot of Debby, 10% out there. And of course, if that were to form, it most likely would be booking northeast-ish and would not affect the United States East Coast at all. But, you know, if it did, that would, I don't know, then Debby'd be back for more. Debby just, you know, keeps coming or something. So here's what's new. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center also issues outlooks. So this is now included on the map. Of course, Doksuri, completely missing. So the outlook areas are not there, are now there, but the storm paths still are not. Anyway, so if you click on that, absolutely nothing happens. So obviously I need to have it pop up. But I can tell you, the orange is a medium probability out there, and it's a low probability there. So yes, that's what's going on with that. We move on to where we see it's flipping hot. Here's a contour map, or I don't know if it'd be called contour. Here's a lovely map showing how flipping hot it is, and I figured out, hey, if you go over like there, you can see Friday, it's still going to be flipping hot. Saturday, moving, it's, I don't know, it's still going to be flipping hot, and then Sunday still flipping hot, but it seems like it kind of is moving towards the East Coast, and then of course Arizona and California and those areas, always flipping hot. But here are the active weather hazards, where you can see most of the country is on metaphorical fire. Right, so all of this is excessive heat. Yeah, excessive heat warnings, surrounded by all these peachy colours, being the lovely heat advisory. And then, of course, there's also red flag warnings combined in there. So red flag warnings would be the fire-related thing where the conditions are right, you know, or conditions are wrong, depending on what your perspective is for widespread fires to break out. So all this stuff over here is still red flag warnings. So there'd be drought conditions, you know, dry. It could be dry thunderstorms may be occurring. Stuff where, you know, if something were to get set, it could spread quite quickly. So obviously, stop setting stuff on fire outside unless you have to, I guess. I have no idea. And then add on here, what wonderful colour is that? There's excessive heat watch. Right. So basically, everything's on fire and Florida is underwater, still somewhat. Right, severe thunderstorm weather-wise, there's not a whole lot going on. Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, possibly New York, but doesn't really look like it. And if we go to the specific probability maps, here is the wind map, so 5% is the highest chance today. Hail is where you have your slight risk, where that comes from, so that's the 15% chance, and then a 5% chance back there. And then tornado chance is apparently all about Nebraska and then a tiny bit of Colorado and Kansas. So if you're not familiar with the numbers, this will mean if you pick this random point in Nebraska, there is a 2% chance that random point, or someone within a 25-mile radius of them, will see a tornado today. How about tomorrow? Not really anything going on, right? 5% chance, so we look at the less confusing map, where you can see here's one set of 5% chance, and there's a 5% chance up in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, areas like that. Day after tomorrow, confusing maps again, lots of 5% going on. So this is the day after tomorrow, also known as day 3. Probability map, so you have two different 5% areas. So it's been fairly tame, and days 4 through 8 predictability too low still. So that means still severe thunderstorm weather on the horizon for days 4 through 8, but the timing and or location is not yet certain enough. So lots of fairly tame stuff. Formerly, I believe what would have been today's forecast was just a 5% chance. So things not really going on severe thunderstorm weather-wise. I don't know. It would be nice though, that probably makes sense, you know, hot area right there. Everybody could use a nice little thunderstorm or two, blow in some winds with some rain, you know, cool off the metaphorical and literal fires. That'd be nice. Anyway, if you'd like to watch this lovely screencast in the future, so you can find out if you will be on fire today or something, I don't know. So severeweathertv.com. If you can't spell that, I can't help you. And of course, severe thunderstorm weather, when there is some, which right now there isn't a whole lot, is your WikiWix, WICKEDWX. And of course, there's also weather.gov, Storm Prediction Center, and the hopefully increasingly relevant cyclone/hurricane site at cyclocane.com, CYCLOCANE. Or there is, of course, the National Hurricane Center and Joint Typhoon Warning Center. You'll have to Google that one because it's got a really convoluted, you know, URL or whatever. Right. So on that note, that's it for today. Hopefully you're not on fire, literally or metaphorically, or underwater, or anything wrong. Hopefully your day is just going, you know, flippin' fantastic.